Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching the 802 Scoop weekly wrap here on the Inside, filmed live.
Yeah.
Well, streamed live from
Streamed
the 80 Inside Scoop studios. With us, of course, we have the ever lovely Raylene.
You say that so nicely.
I do.
You even
Good
say
evening,
it-
Chris and Glenn.
You say it like you mean it. That's the frightening part.
It's 'cause I can lie.
I know that you don't. But, I know that you don't, but that's okay.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing
I'm
okay?
all right. Yeah. It's been a busy day.
It's
You know.
been a busy week.
Yes, it has.
It's been a busy last 2 weeks.
You have a full plate now. So
I do.
Remember not so long ago when Raylene said, Michael, I have so much more to do than just take care of me. And I don't want to do a frickin' show at 8 o'clock. Are you starting to get it now?
Yeah, I'm
Are you on board, Michael?
on board. Although 8 o'clock would still be better for me.
Ugh. But just the thought of doing one from 8 to 9, you know?
For you, it would be.
This is so much better. Yeah. And for some of our viewers. So this works. This is good.
This is all for you, Glenn. This is all for you.
That's right. We needed to make sure that Glenn was able to tune in.
Do we want to start off with the Public Safety Forum?
Well,
Or is that a Barry Beat
no,
conversation?
I absolutely do. And for a few reasons, because we'll start talking about that and then I'm going to make my special announcement because they go hand in hand.
You've got a special announcement?
Yes, I do. I have a very special announcement and I'm very much looking forward to talking about it. Yes.
Okay.
So, yes, go ahead. Lead off.
Lead, oh kindly light.
Yeah, with
No.
the Public Safety Forum, which I, by the way, very much appreciated. I was very thankful that they took the time. I thought it was very well run. I thought it was done extremely with a lot of respect. It just, everybody had their time. Everybody had their 2 minutes. It kept the flow good. I feel like I wanted to speak and then I thought, don't do that. Don't be an asshole and speak. Why take up somebody else's 2 minutes when I can have all the time I want right here on a microphone, right?
That is very true.
Any opinion or thought or feeling that I had about it, I can certainly do myself. So, it's good. It's good. I thought they did a great job, and I think that it's easy to have different perspectives as far as how you think the meeting went. I think that certainly a lot got said. My takeaway is that I'm not the only one afraid to be in downtown Barrie. I'm not the only one afraid to be in the studio or in the parking lot by myself. I wait until you're here or somebody else is here. I will not come in by myself at night. I don't like to use the ATM anymore, that kind of stuff. So for me, the takeaway was that I was not alone.
Yeah, there was definitely quite a few people there that were concerned. There was a lot of people there that were saying that, the people that are threatening other citizens are just people down on their luck and they need to be pitied.
And
I don't feel that way, for the record.
No, and
I'm
I
sorry.
don't either.
There's, when you're threatening people, I just don't have a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
Especially, when I was listening to that lady that's a hairdresser.
Hairdresser in Sidewalk Village.
Yeah. And she was walking out and she saw her first dead body.
Yeah.
I mean, what the bleep show?
Right.
I mean, that's insane.
Right. Somebody overdosed and died. And then one of the other hairdressers who was, I think she said 7 months pregnant, was cornered in the salon with somebody wanting money, and she was in there alone. And so what choice did she have but to give that person money so that she could get away and get to safety.
Right.
Because he made it perfectly clear that he wasn't leaving until he got what he wanted. So, it's super scary for sure, and for a lot of people. And I have no, I know that people complained about it a lot. You get a job, this, that, and the other. If you're sitting on a bucket down in front of a Price Chopper and you have a sign that says, down on my luck, whatever. To me, that's not aggressive. You're sitting there, people can drive by or they can stop. It's totally up to the person. But when you're walking right up to somebody, that's intimidating. Whether you're threatening or not, it's intimidating when you walk right up to somebody face to face and ask for money. And so, and I didn't like the perspective of that they're not threatening. Well, my perception of feeling threatened and yours are probably two very different things. You laugh and joke at me a little bit about not wanting to go to Walmart at night by myself. You used to pick on me about that a little bit. And fun, yes. But you used to say, well, that never happens to me.
Until it did.
Until it did. But you probably weren't as intimidated by it as I am.
Correct. Well, I think people didn't do it to me because, I'm a big guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. And so we all have different perceptions of what is threatening and what is not. And I don't need anybody telling me how I feel. I will tell them how I feel. And if I feel threatened, then I feel threatened.
Right.
That's the way I grew up, or, traumas that I've had. I'm tired of hearing that these, they've had traumas. Well, you know what? Me too. And maybe that's why I'm a little more guarded about these things. And my shit counts just as much as their shit. And my safety counts just as much as their right to ask for money. Ask for it on a bucket.
Yeah.
And the comment that that somebody felt threatened, or that what is happening, the aggressive panhandling is no different than the coin drop. I literally burst out laughing. It was good I was on Zoom because it's not even close. The coin drop is the same for me as the person sitting on the bucket at Price Chopper. Or you're just sitting there, you've got a bucket, you're waving at people maybe, you're smiling, but you're not knocking on windows saying, give me money, or can I have money? You're not jetting out and...
Well, sometimes we jet out in traffic.
But people, to get the money once they roll their window down, but people can choose to drive on through, which people do.
Yeah.
Or they can stop.
Yeah.
Is it an inconvenience? Yes. But it's no more of an inconvenience than the person that stops at, if I'm in line at Price Chopper at the light and the guy sitting on the bucket, the car in front of me decides they're going to roll down their window and give him $5, and it takes them a second to get it. Is that an inconvenience to me? Maybe. Is it an inconvenience that you get held up in traffic a little longer for the coin drop? Maybe. But it's certainly not any different than sitting on the bucket at Price Chopper.
The other thing is that the money that's going into a coin drop, where it's going is not going into
drugs, alcohol. Right. Yeah, it's not going into exactly.
I'll say so.
It's
John
two
Anderson
very different
says.
Things.
I just want to point out. John Anderson makes the comment that 8:00 is prime time. I know, blah blah.
Right. So they're watching everything else. Mm-hmm.
And Paul says that person was a joke.
Yeah.
And pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Which.
Many
I can't
people.
remember who said it, but
Do you want me to tell you? Ellen Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who am I to say that she's not threatened by the coin drop? Maybe she is, and I'm not.
Well, she probably was. She did take a picture of the Christmas for Kids sign.
Right. And so she somehow felt threatened
that can
by
be
that.
threatening.
Right. So you know, who am I to say? Just like,
Barb says, yep, it's amazing. Every time I've been by a coin drop, I have not seen anyone attack someone that would not give
not
them
give them
money.
money. Me either. Me either.
Well, Barb, the next time you drive by the coin drop,
Right. Be prepared. Yeah, it just,
John says that the thing is that aggressive salespeople can be just as threatening.
Agreed.
They're like, buy this and accept my bid or else.
agreed. I mean, sometimes that's the case. And so, and that's why you may not
But you
choose to
can
deal with that
avoid-
salesperson.
Right, you can avoid the car dealership.
Yeah. So, and in these cases, you can't always avoid. So anyway, but I thought it was a really good step, at first, a stepping stone. I thought it was awesome that the city officials felt that it is serious and it's something that they want to take serious, and they
Well,
want the citizens to know that they take seriously.
I think some city officials do.
Yeah.
I think, I think the manager does. I think the police chief
Chief
does.
The mayor certainly
The mayor
does.
does. Michael
Dearings.
Deering was there.
Yeah.
I think that, I think that Amanda Gustin does too.
Oh, I absolutely do as well.
And it hurts me. She's doing a pretty good job.
She's doing a kick-ass job. Yes. I know she unseated you, but she's doing a kick-ass job. She really is.
It hurts for me to say that.
I know it does hurt
She
for you
is
to say
doing
that.
a very good
But you
job.
have a seat as well. So you
Correct.
both
I took the
have a
big
job
prize.
to do. You both have a job to do, and you're doing it. And so that's what matters. What matters is that the citizens will come first.
And
Yeah.
Linda says, I would really like to know how long some of these people have physically lived in Barrie. I think we have a lot of transplants. We do. We
Yep.
definitely do.
Yep.
And Valerie Bragg says, I agree with Raylene. We now all need cameras on our houses. This is forcing people to get weapons. I will not go out after dark.
Right.
And that's not okay. That's not okay.
Right,
I'll
that's
say this.
infringing on
Phil-
my rights.
Right, exactly. Phil Scott is, so I think there was a bill that was just introduced today to create a Department of Public Safety.
Yes, we
Phil
shared
Scott,
that.
You did, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Phil Scott is, Phil Scott's going to be all over that. It went to GovOps. I wish I was in GovOps.
Yeah.
But it went to GovOps, and he is right on top of this. He realizes that there's a problem with public safety.
Yeah, it's
and that it
huge.
needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, and I would too. I would like to know too. Now, if you were able to listen to the meeting, or read the article in the Times Argus, Nicholas gave some statistics about where the problem was, and really it boils down to 8 people that are causing the majority of the problem around here. The majority.
Yeah, I read one article, and I don't know where I read this. The guy had 230 police interactions
Yeah.
and 89 arrests.
Yeah.
How the,
Fuck.
say it again,
Fuck.
is that even possible?
Yeah.
How is that even possible? How can we allow people to be 230 police interactions and have like 80, I think it was 80 arrests, and the person's still out like, oh, I'm fancy free. That's not okay. It's not okay. You know what? I have no pity. Go to jail.
I'll message you in a bit, Judy, and
What'd she
I'll
say?
send it over to you.
Couldn't read the article because I'm not a subscriber.
Yeah.
Well, I will say you should totally become a subscriber of the TA, Judy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And Autumn's right. Catch and release nowadays.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
And that's part of Governor Scott's plan as well, is to really start taking a look at the catch and release and the bail.
I'm gonna say something. You can also refresh your browser, and you can jump on that page and
Right.
read it.
Read it.
Just so you know,
Right.
you can do that. But ultimately, it's definitely good to purchase a subscription.
Right.
Just because I'm gonna get into trouble.
You are going to get
I'm gonna
into
get in trouble both with Steve Pappas, and
Right.
I'm gonna get into trouble with Judy for
But yeah,
take right off my deck.
they must take stuff right off
Oh, they
the
take-
person's deck. Must have taken something
That's
from
not
them,
okay.
stolen from them.
That's not okay.
And that's been happening a
And
lot too.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again where people are missing literal outdoor furniture or plants or whatever. The thefts from the cemeteries are what blow me away. Just absolutely blow me away.
That's
Literally anything and everything.
yeah.
But here's where I know that Nicholas tried to put forth this ordinance. And for one, I support what he's trying to do because I believe he at least is trying to step towards finding a solution. So any effort in that is greatly appreciated. At least
Yeah.
I believe that. They can say that doesn't work in Brattleboro. Barry isn't Brattleboro.
Correct.
And so we could have at least tried it or a version of it. We could have talked it out a little bit more instead of just saying, that it is somebody's right to panhandle, but it's my right to feel safe in my community.
Yeah,
and
it is.
So that's where I'm at with that. I was very happy that he made that step. I think that he, it's too bad that no one was even willing to have discussions about it, that it was just squashed. And I have to say, I kind of agree with some things that have been said around here lately, that it's because there are a few people that are really pissed off right now, and they're not going to accept anything that's being done by certain people. If they think Tom Lozon's doing it, if they think Nicholas Dorella Castro's doing it, they're just not going to accept it. They're going to poo-poo it no matter what, even if they like it. And I think that some people have really hit the nail on the head when they have made that statement. And there's a lot of people that have made that statement. And so I support them. I wish we could have at least tried. I think any effort we need to start protecting our business owners before we don't have business owners. And I'll tell you what I thank God for is that I don't have young kids trying to find a job. Because right now, I would not want my teenager working at a convenience store or Subway or any of those places. I would not feel comfortable. And that's where we all get our start, right? I mean, my first job ever was when I was 15. I got a job working at Abishan Hardware. I'd work a couple days after school during the week, and then I'd work on the weekends. That was a big deal. Then I had money to go to the movies, buy the kind of clothes I wanted that weren't certainly in my mother's budget or on the list of what she considered okay for back to school stuff, and it taught us a lot to have a job. And I'm not sure that I would allow my kids to work. But what does that do to our businesses? What does that do to our small business?
Not good. It's not good.
It shouldn't be happening.
No.
And we have to find a way to protect everyone. And if that means that a few people have to go to jail and that there has to be a crackdown, then that's just the way it is.
David writes this summer he had a 36-pack of water delivered, and one night he forgot it and someone took it. That's just
Yeah,
insane.
and plants too. Someone took his plants too.
His plants.
Yeah, plant.
Why would
Probably from
somebody-
his porch. They steal your flowers and stuff.
I'll
you
just
know?
say this. I hope that city council does something about it.
Yep.
And if they don't, I hope we know who doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
and that come May.
Well, we do know. So we already do know. We know that certainly Sam Stockwell, Emil Chambel, Sonia Spalding, but you can do nothing about her come May. You have to. You're going to be rolling with this for another year, and then we have the caucus coming up, and we know that we have somebody that has come forward and said that they would, they're if nominated, they will definitely accept the nomination. They're certainly looking forward to getting nominated. They're hoping to get nominated. And we're going to start talking about him a lot more. And that is Jeff Bergeron. And we are, hopefully, I'm going to invite him in. Hopefully he will
that'll be
do an
good.
interview with us. And anybody who wants to run for the caucus, anyone who's thinking, I really want to get my name out there,
Right.
join us here. We've always done that. Our doors are open for everyone to do an interview.
Absolutely.
And if you want Michael and I to shut up and just somebody to run the thing and somebody else do the talking with you, that's fine too.
Yep.
We don't have to say a word.
Yep.
But it gives you a platform.
It does, and it doesn't matter who it is. Jeff's a good guy,
exactly.
though. I've known
Exactly.
Jeff since I've started on city council, because he worked for the city, obviously.
Yeah. And
Before
he was a counselor
he
at
was
one
a
point.
counselor. I
Yeah.
think, was his father a mayor?
I believe so, yes.
I think his father was a mayor. Either that or another city councilor. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
I can't
Linda
remember.
Kuchar or Judy or somebody will tell us what Bergeron was. But
Judy would probably know.
yeah.
I mean, he was definitely a city councilor.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he said he sat in maybe the seat that I sat in.
Nice.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But so, and I think he would be a great fit here. I mean, he's been a counselor, worked for the city. We're having some big changes with the upgrades to the sewer plant and the study of under the city, basically, and all of the tunnels. I mean, he knows a lot about this city that no one else really knows, and he's been around for a while. And he himself has endured some of this crime stuff. I mean, he lives right next door to a drug house, and he has been through a lot living there. And Uncle Bob was the mayor, Judy John Copping says.
So,
So
that was Bob. I'm
he was
assuming.
also chairman of the school board.
Nice.
So this is just a family, long time Barre residents that have truly invested a good amount of their life into the city. And I think he's just the right person right now for what we need with what we're up against, with a whole facet of things in the city. And
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to talking to him more. And, that is a Ward 2 caucus. And in order to vote in that caucus, you have to literally show up the night of to Alumni Hall, 7 p.m., the 13th
Yep.
of February.
13th.
February 13th at 7 p.m. You have to show up at Alumni Hall. Anybody that is looking to fill the position people will know that they do. They will have to be nominated by somebody on the floor. And then people in that ward only Ward 2 registered voters can vote by paper ballot right then and there. Literally write the name on a paper, I
Correct.
guess, and put it in the bucket.
When I first got elected, that's how I got elected, was through a caucus. Mm-hmm. And it was me and then Ted Nugent.
Not the Ted Nugent, but Ted Nugent. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the person that wrote Ted Nugent down
Yeah.
was thinking of that Ted Nugent.
Yeah, they just
But
wanted.
they wrote it down.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because they, it doesn't matter.
Because you got it.
Because I won by 13 votes
Nice.
to 1.
Nice. Well, so that's how the caucus works, and that is somebody to look into. Look into Jeff and his track record and what he has, done for the city thus far. And I think he would be a really great asset.
So the address for Alumni Hall, it's the Barry Auditorium.
Right. It's
But I
the
don't
building
know.
between the auditorium and the BOR. So the building right between the auditorium it looks like it's connected. You can go in the back door, or in the door right to the right of, although it was closed off for the public safety thing. Don't worry, we'll make sure that it's well marked. You come up to the auditorium and we'll make sure that everybody knows where to go and how to get into the caucus.
Yeah, and the address is, oddly enough, not easily found.
Well, it's the Barry Auditorium, pretty much. And then, like I said, you have to be a registered voter. You have to be Ward 2 registered.
16 Auditorium Hill.
16 Auditorium Hill.
But that's kind of like, I've never heard of that address.
Right.
So you got to go up North Seminary, and it's the big building on the hill.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's connected, the auditorium, it's connected to the Alumni Hall.
Yeah. It's right in between the two.
Barb says, yes, everybody knows where the auditorium is.
That's
or
right.
could easily find it. I know, Barb.
Absolutely.
I'm terrible.
So
But it's where you go to vote. But it's the building right next to it,
Yeah.
and it's going to be the second floor.
and
so
you have to be in person
Yep, you have to be in person, and you have to go in. You have to go up the stairs
or up the elevator.
The only question, though, is whether or not the front entrance will still be not usable.
Right. I just said that while you were. Yeah, because it
looking it up.
wasn't usable the other night during the public
I feel
safety
bad. I
forum.
wasn't paying
But
attention,
we
which
could.
is
But
normal.
no matter what, we'll make sure
Yeah,
that
we'll
people
let
know
you
how
know.
to get in there. Yeah. So
do you want to talk some good
with
news?
all of that, yes, I want to make this. I'm going to tell you about my big announcement.
Well,
So,
okay.
802 Scoop and Yipes, Barry Bev and Sons, have teamed up together, and we are going to launch a Back the Blue initiative. So which is going to mean all kinds of different things. One, we will be selling the blue light bulbs. The blue light bulbs, we're going to have some stickers. We're going to have T-shirt giveaways. We're going to have all kinds of different things that we can do to back the blue. And with the proceeds to benefit local police or families of police members police officers that may need some help. So 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the police department, basically. And we're going to full out do a Back the Blue campaign. And that's as close as we can get to an ordinance right now, is to really rally and stand around our police. Hold them up, make sure that they know that we support them and that we are grateful for them, and that we think that community policing is a real dumbass idea, because though we are not Burlington, we all know what happened in Burlington community policing.
The community policing thing, it depends on what your definition is.
Right, exactly.
Because I like the idea of community policing. But I think one of the biggest
It
issues,
depends on, but you can't fire the force that you have. That does not. You can have community
Yeah, no.
involvement without totally shitting on the department.
Correct.
And I think we have a police advisory committee. And
That's
so-
amazing.
that is amazing, the police advisory committee. And we have open meetings where you can attend the meeting as a community member and speak at those meetings just like you can any other meeting.
Yep.
And so in a way, I feel like we already have some community type policing happening with those sorts of resources that we provide.
Let's first just say, the chair of that committee is Bob Nelson.
Bob Nelson,
whose
stepping
birthday.
down, I heard.
No, well, he didn't say.
I heard he was stepping
Well, yes, he's stepping down. Not from the committee. It
Just
sounds
as
like
chair?
he's as chair.
Okay. As long
So-
as he's still going to stay.
Yeah.
As chair.
So Bob
I mean,
Nelson
on the committee.
first.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. So
It is his birthday. Happy birthday, Bob.
And of course, Bob is a sponsor.
Yes, of 802
802
Scoop. He is. Nelson
And
Ace
not
Hardware.
him, but Ace Hardware.
Yep,
which
Nelson Ace
across the
Hardware.
street, you can go over there to get stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that
Just about
you
everything
need.
that you could
anything.
possibly
I
imagine.
could certainly pull out a bunch of stuff out of my little cubby here that came from over there.
Right, exactly. But
yeah.
we're gonna, so Yipes, we have teamed up with Yipes, and we're going to do, I'm hoping to host a few events here. We'll talk further about that. There are some things that I can't quite let out of the bag yet. We'll do it a little bit at a time. But yeah, we're going full force with this, just so that even if without an ordinance, we start having conversations about how we as a community can really work on this, whether it be neighborhood watch groups again, teaming up and everybody's got a blue light on their porch, or whatever it may be that we are doing that.
It's concerning, and the person, I feel for this person that mentioned about the taser, not the taser, but the pepper spray. Mm-hmm. At what point, is it dangerous for them to use pepper spray on people? And we're getting to that point in our community where people are going to start fighting back if the government doesn't get involved to prevent it from happening.
Exactly.
I think Phil Scott, was it in the article that he's
I have not getting
read
read
of
it in its entirety, to
he's
tell you the
pushing
truth.
back the youthful offender law,
Yes.
which
He is.
absolutely needed.
Yes, I agree.
The idea that, that's insane.
Yes,
So
I agree.
Phil Scott's got a lot of stuff that's coming out that need to be supported.
Mm-hmm.
And if your representatives, if you need to reach out to your representatives and tell them to support some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, more than likely, if it's coming from the Scott administration, you should just support it. I know that.
Well,
I'm not. I get
yeah,
it.
do
not
your
everything, blah,
research,
blah, blah.
look
Do
into
your
things
research,
and
but
see where you, yeah.
For the most part, the stuff that's going to be coming out of the Scott administration is going to be good stuff for Vermont.
Yeah, and he's talked about, he talked about addiction, substance use disorder, and the need for more services, more wraparound services, more long-term services being the key for that. I think that Phil Scott is somebody who has always supported Jenna's Promise, which is a long-term treatment center with a crazy good model where people go there, yes, they get treatment, but they work, they have jobs, they have to earn the right to have their cell phone, they have to earn their right to have a overnight pass, they have to earn, you don't, you pay to live there by the money that you earn, you learn how to budget your money. It's a full service program that actually produces some really great citizens. And because there are people that just really never knew how to do any of that. They either started this at a really young age, or maybe they didn't even start it until they were older. And people become addicts for all different kinds of reasons. It's not always just because of trauma. Some people have had a medical event and been on long-term painkillers and then became an addict. There are all different kinds of reasons that it can happen. And I'm so tired of hearing even that. It's not always the trauma trigger. That's like bullshit. Because then, like I said, I've been through all kinds of trauma in my life. I'm not an addict. No, that's not true. I'm addicted to coffee. I drink at least 15 of these a day. I smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. So I am an addict of sorts, just not to that, And so, anyways, he has some really good stuff. Read the article. It's pretty amazing. Check it out. Or go back and listen to the press conference where he kind of outlines it all. You can find it on YouTube as well, if you didn't get to see it.
Yep.
So,
all right. On to events.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the Barry ribbon cutting for Summer Street Tavern.
Yeah.
Yes, that's at 3 p.m. Summer Street Tavern's ribbon cutting.
Which is previously was Jerry Sports Tavern, right out back here.
Summer
30
Street
Summer
Tavern.
Street.
So stop by at 3 o'clock for the ribbon cutting.
And the technical grand opening, like party or event
Will
starts
the
at
Ruthiers
8.
be there? I wonder, Tina, are you going to be there? Because I think she's watching. You know who else is watching?
Who?
Jeff Bergeron.
Hey, Jeff.
How you doing?
We can't wait to have you in the studio.
Absolutely.
To talk to us all about the caucus and
If you want, you can come down right now and we'll have you on.
Right, we'll toss a mic in front of you.
Absolutely.
Or we can just plan for it next week.
His statement, though, the reason why I know he's watching is because he sent me a text message. Due to 911 addressing, we had to use 16 Auditorium Hill for both buildings as they were connected.
Oh, nice.
See, and that's the kind of,
he knows.
history he knows.
He knows. That other
working there
people
for
don't know.
16, 20 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Tina says congratulations to Summer Street Tavern.
Yes, Tina Coates. She came before the council. You were there the night that she came. And so it was super cool that it could happen, change hands, and there's no lag time. It was a really, it was a good connection. I may be a little biased when I say that, the Ruthiers are good people, and I think that the handshake was done really well, and it was just like, this has been a seamless thing.
Yeah.
Not without a lot of hard work. It's never easy work to end a business and start a business. So the handshake was with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was very well done. So it's literally seamless, and they worked really well together, and I think that's awesome too.
And it looks like the Summer Street Tavern went to Yipes for their apparel because Autumn said they just picked up their stuff.
They did,
I just
and
want
I
you to
believe
know.
they did their sign too, maybe.
Just want you to know, Autumn. I showed up there on Monday.
They're not closed. They're not open on Mondays anymore. New hours. Don't you read 802 Scoop, Michael? Have you not seen the post?
I've been so stressed out.
That
I haven't been on Facebook at all. It's terrible. The one time that I go on Facebook is when you send me a text message, go on Facebook.
Right, with the link.
Yeah. I do want to point out that the Barry Dart Club, January 25th, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Rotary Park.
Yes.
So make sure you go there. Look for us. Look for them. They may be indoors soon at the American Legion. So
nice.
That's
nice.
Is that a teaser? Is that a special teaser for the 802
I
Scoop?
think that maybe it is. That would
Nice.
be great. That would be great. We'll have to have them back in. And they've been trying really hard to raise money for Playground 2000. And I know they've been successful in raising quite a bit, but they need more, of course, because playgrounds are not cheap.
And Tina Ruthier says, Yipes did Summer Street Tavern sign as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's awesome.
They do all of our stuff. Did you see the new 802 Scoop banner in the window? We have the new. You need to go look at the banner.
I drove by last night and I looked, but
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything because it was dark.
It's too dark. I know I got to get those lights working properly, but yeah.
So the
great
den-
new banner.
Oh, yes.
You have
Great
to check
new
it out. And then the board, which the board tells everything that we do here at 802 Scoop. And
Nice.
which is changing. I mean, we're not just doing the whole podcast thing anymore. I mean, we are looking for podcasters. If you know anybody that wants to podcast, reach out, let us know. Michael and I just met with one tonight.
Yep.
We were talking to them.
Yep. And
So-
John Anderson asked, what are they doing in that clear cut area in Highgate? I can actually answer this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they're just clear cutting it for the wood. They're not doing anything there. That's what last I knew. They're just, which is kind of weird, especially as we talk about like flood mitigation. Or like
Right, that
cutting
you would
down all the
be taking
trees.
down trees that
You
are
know,
gonna.
but unfortunately, that's what they're doing. They're just cutting it down.
And who knows? Maybe someday they'll develop, but right now that's not the plan.
Yeah, they're just getting the wood. So the Den, Williamstown, Thursday night line dancing. That was tonight.
Tonight.
So that's over with.
Yep. Tomorrow is Seth and Sophie. I love them. They do an acoustic set during dinner. They are a great couple. They're literally a couple too, and they are just. I love to listen to them. I could listen to them for hours and hours and hours. But they are first up tomorrow. They play from 5:30 to 7:30, and then of course at 8 o'clock, everything else kicks off. And let's see who is tomorrow night. DJ Freedom.
Nice.
So DJ Freedom is tomorrow night. And then the Conniption Fits are Saturday night. And they always, a big turnout usually for the Conniption Fits. Yeah. Go ahead.
So VAST, Vermont Association of Snow Travelers, is doing their annual photo contest. Send those photos in, and all 6 winners will get a Snowmobile Vermont T-shirt and their photo published in the magazine. First place receives a TMA. What's a TMA?
The trail registration thing.
For the next year. Okay. And cover shot of the winter issue this year. And I will drop the link for folks to check out after the show is done.
Perfect. And then this Saturday at 9 a.m. starts the indoor sidewalk sale at Wilkins Harley Davidson at 663 South Barry Road in South Barry. Love them. And also Saturday, you can skip right next door to Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash of South Barry, also a sponsor of 802 Scoop, because they are open on Saturdays. You can oil changes and quick tire fix, things like that on the weekends, drive in, drive out. But they are there every weekend until 1 p.m. 7 to 1. 7 to 1.
And it looks like you posted a couple times about the weather being like super cold.
Yes, it's supposed to get super cold and nasty, and none of us like that at all, but it's going to happen, and, we just got to deal with it, whether we want to or not. The Sportsman Show is this weekend.
Can we just focus? I do want to back
Yeah,
up on
go
that
ahead.
because there's something that folks should consider doing when it's this kind of cold weather when
Oh.
we're getting into the negatives. turning on your faucet so it drips might not be a bad thing.
Right.
Because then your pipes won't freeze,
Right.
and nobody wants frozen pipes because that's just a pain in the
It really sucks and can cost a ton of money.
right.
It really like costs a
So
lot
as
of
we're
money.
talking negative degrees, you may want to just let it drip. I'm not suggesting that you turn it on full force,
Well, you should,
but-
you shouldn't do that
Yeah.
anyway.
but
Yeah.
while it's in the like super negative temperatures,
And open cabinet doors. If you open like the
That's true.
cabinets under sinks and stuff too, that also is helpful. It lets the heat from the room get in there and be where those pipes are. But I mean, it certainly won't be the be all and end all, but it is very helpful. This Saturday at the VFW Post 790, right up here on Route 302, is the breakfast. The Saturday breakfast from 7 to 11. Eggs, home fries, biscuits, gravy, French toast, maple syrup. Build your own omelet. The Build Your Own Omelet bar is incredible. Choice of bacon, sausage, or ham. Choice of toast or English muffin. Cost is adults is $10. Kids 5 and under is $5. And the drink specials start at 9 and they end at 11. Open to all. Open to the public. This is not a club benefit or thing at all. It's open to everyone, and all proceeds, of course, go towards the veterans and their families. They help support the families and the veterans. Yeah. Check it out. And do you want me to tell you about the Sportsman Show now?
yes,
Which
pew pew.
I really
Are we allowed
wish,
to say it?
No, it's the Yankee Sportsman Classic Show. So
Oh.
this is everything. This is what we used to have up at the auditorium for a lot of years, a Sportsman
Okay.
Show, where there's boats and hunting and fishing and it used to be, besides the farm show, the Sportsman Show used to be a really big deal to come and go up there for that. When we were kids, we used to think that was the
So
biggest
this is
deal.
not the pew pew show.
No, it's not. This is the Sportsman
I think we
Show.
can say it. I think we can say the G word.
You do?
I do.
Because
Although
of
I feel like after like that Meta announcement from
Well,
Zuckerberg,
if you get us spanked and we lose all the money that we have gained in our Facebook account this month so far, you're gonna have to pay me instead. Choose wisely. I'm just saying.
I shall say nothing.
All right.
Except for the fact that I did submit legislation to bring back the exemption from the 3-day hold period
Yes.
for gun shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said it.
Night to Shine is still looking for volunteers, so it is right around the corner. February 7th is not that far away. And so if you think they're especially looking for buddies, they need some more buddies. So if you are willing to buddy up, to be a part of that whole event, reach out and click one of the links, get involved, sign up. There is a small little course that you have to take. You do have to have a background check, but they're taking donations, and they do still need volunteers. And it is a great community event. I know a ton of people that do it. I've done it. And so reach out, get in touch. A Night to Shine. It's coming February 7th, not that far away. So they need to get all of these things locked down. So it's a great event. Yeah.
You want to talk about something that's happening on Sunday?
Yes.
So I don't know if I don't know if you'll get the reference. Marie, the baguettes, hurry up! You don't get the reference. There goes the baker with his tray like always. The same old. No, doesn't.
I have no clue what the hell you're talking about.
If you know that song and
don't.
that quote, drop it in the comments on where it comes from. Anyway, so the classic French baguettes on Sunday.
Yes, you can
That's-
learn to make them, correct?
I believe.
Is that at Rise Up?
That sure is. And it's offered local community throughout the hands. I don't know if you learn how to make it. It doesn't say, does it? Challenging but possible when you learn techniques.
Yeah, exactly. They do these classes over at Rise Up Bakery where they teach and have classes for artisan breads. I'm going to go over there and do it one time because I think it would be, one, fun, and two, it's like one of my biggest weaknesses, not going to lie. And as a diabetic, as you know, that's a really bad thing. But listen, that's my chocolate. If you put a
Everybody's
fresh,
getting it. I just want I want you to know
I have
everybody
no
else.
idea.
And everybody's correct. It was J.C. Wheeler is saying Beauty and the Beast. David.
What do we win? J.C. Wheeler wants to know.
Oh,
What does she win, Michael? You better give her something. Or him. Maybe it's a
sorry.
him. I can't see the picture. So forgive me because I'm like blind, so I can't see. I shouldn't think those things.
You know what? I don't know. I already owe David and his wife a hat, a Bootin' for Barry hat, which
Well,
I
we're
do.
not going to give this person booting for Barry.
No,
We got
no.
to give them
but-
something else.
But I'm saying that it's Jackie Wheeler. Oh, Jackie
Okay.
Wheeler. Jackie
right.
Wheeler from
Yeah.
Barrytown.
Yeah.
So yes, I there was no prize. I'm sorry.
Yes, there is. No, you're going to give a prize. I'm holding you to the fire. So we are going to figure it out, and we're going to give Jackie Wheeler something.
Well,
So
David also guessed it.
Yep, you're going to have to give all these people a prize. I'm holding you to the fire.
Oh,
I think I'm going to need, how many of them answered? You're going to need 1, 2, 3.
This is why Raylene's my favorite.
You're going to need 3 gift cards to something local for not less than $10.
Okay, let me pull that money out from like anywhere.
$30.
It's like $30
It's
bucks.
$30. Yeah. Go out on Main Street and
I
ask
have-
for it.
Dave-
You can't get in trouble for that. Just don't be
know what?
aggressive about it.
I have a bunch of Barry Beat hats. They're floating around here. Everybody gets a Barry Beat hat. All you have to do is come down here when Raylene's here.
You're not giving them a Barry Beat hat. This is 802 Scoop, the weekly wrap. You didn't screw up on Barry Beat podcast night. No.
Better start making the donuts, Michael.
You better.
Jackie, it's nice to hear from you. I hope to hear
Yes,
from
it
you
is.
more often.
Yes. It's nice to have people tuning in.
It is.
Yes. So Jackie's on, is she on the school board with you?
She is on the facilities. She's on the facilities committee.
Committee.
Yeah.
So is that why I know who it is?
Yeah.
Has she weighed in
Is
before?
she also ran for the Barrytown seat.
Oh, yes, I met her at the day of the polls.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
possible.
I think I met her at the polls. Okay. I know who it is now.
So let's see here. We've also got obviously Sunday buffet at Tasty Bites. I mean, you can't forget that.
No, and it's all you can eat.
It is
buffet
all you can
at Tasty Bites. It goes till noon now. It used to be for the entire day, but at noon they transfer over to the regular menu at
Oh,
noon
they do?
on Sundays now. Yep. So the buffet is just until noon, but they open really early, 7 o'clock. So 7 to noon, is the all-you-can-eat buffet, and then at noon they transfer over to the regular menu, because I think some people that just would rather go in and have a BLT or something for lunch in the afternoon. So I think that's why they did that. But yeah, and they also have new hours. So Tasty Bites is now closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, not just Wednesdays. So and they no longer have the daily all-you-can-eat buffet, but they do have daily specials. And, I think I'm not surprised by that. Buffets are really, good. They're a good idea, but they're expensive to maintain.
Yeah.
And if you're busy on Thursday, great. But what if you're not on Friday? What if the weather's really crappy? That's a that's a lot of waste there. And so I think that, being conscious of that and saying, I'm not really wanting to waste food like that is a big deal. So she doesn't do that anymore. But she has daily specials and some really good ones at that. And always some great soup. And so check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Yes. So
right.
did you see that Campo Divino is doing
Did you
takeout?
post my video?
Did you
Or
see?
my picture?
Not yet, because it's got to go with
Okay.
all of this, Michael.
Okay.
But they are doing takeout restaurant now. They have
really?
a menu. You can look at their menu, and I'm not gonna lie, I already have certain things planned out already about what I'm gonna get first, because I've been waiting for this for a long time. So is my dad. And we're both super excited about this. So there's a menu with fresh pasta meals. It's $14 for adults, $7 for kids. But you pick your pasta, you pick your sauces, and you get this meal. And it comes with garlic bread and and grated Parmesan cheese. So yum. And then they have specialty pasta meals, specialty sausage, sides and desserts. I literally, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this to happen. So the opening day is tomorrow. That's when this menu is opening day is tomorrow. And from 11 to 7 is when you can get. So it's lunch and dinner, take out or self-seat and enjoy. So kind of like the old Tower restaurant, except for no pizza, but really good Italian food, right? There is a new number for Campo Divino, and that is 802. Are you putting this in the comments
No.
for me? Oh, you wanna?
What's this? Okay.
All right. The new, so Campo Divino.
Divino's
And you tell me when you're ready for the number.
802
505
505
3307.
3307.
And their location is 131 South Main Street. And for anybody that would like to know where that is, it's in the old EF Wall complex. All right, I call it the old, but it's still the EF Wall complex. But and it's where the senior center is. You go you go in the front door and you take a right, and Campo Divino is right down the hall on the right. Believe me, you'll smell it. There's no way you can miss it once you're in there. It's amazing.
So I was at the Phil Scott Ball.
Yes.
And Campo Divino was up there.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just tell you, I'm going to share the picture. Because I took a picture of them because I knew that they were sponsors.
Yes.
And if you can't really see it in this picture.
But you're going to show it
those
anyway?
Cannolis.
Oh, I know. I've heard great things. I've not tried the cannolis yet.
Goodness,
But
they
I've
were
heard
so
amazing
good.
things. Yeah.
She gave me a peanut butter chocolate chunk one, or no, a Heath Bar Crunch one, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard great things about their cannolis.
I loved it.
I'm gonna have to get some and bring them to Yipes because the girls love cannolis, and I didn't bring them anything at Christmas this year. I usually bring them goodies, and I felt bad, but I had all that stuff going on, and they understood. But
It was a cool night.
so now I'm gonna have to bring them cannolis.
You're going to have to get some of those.
I heard that it was a really cool night. That it was
really
a great
was.
event. It was a cool night.
It was
and,
awesome. So
I know I got invited to go, and I couldn't go. I didn't go, and
so how it went down was Tom Lozon, Mayor Tom Lozon, best mayor of Perry. He introduced Phil Scott. And then Phil Scott came out, and that's a horrible picture of him. My goodness, he looks like he's yelling. I'm sorry about that.
who looks like he's yelling? Who looks?
There we go. As Phil Scott, it looked like he was yelling.
Oh.
That's a much better picture of Phil Scott. Wow, that was awful. That was awful. I can't believe I should delete that picture. But then Phil Scott came out and talked about how, he just talked about the state, and I'm really encouraged. I think I'm very excited about this session. I'm
good.
very, very excited.
Good.
And there was a bunch of people there, and the auditorium just looked phenomenal. I mean, just look at that. I mean, they had the lights down.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful. And of course, my lovely mommy was there.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's great.
My mom's amazing. She met a lady, someone that got elected, Brenda Steady. The two just hit it off. They loved each other.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and here's it was blue. It was beautiful. I mean, just I was stunned on just how beautiful they were able to make that auditorium. And of course, they had the singers. You want to guess who?
Yes, it was Bob Nelson's
It was.
band.
Yep. Bob Nelson was there singing. Why am I not thinking of the name? You're in the same boat. But people were dancing.
I'm going to make you suffer.
You're going to make me suffer?
Michael.
Just look at the native tongue. Thank you. I don't know why. You didn't tell me that, but I guessed it. I remembered it. But yeah, it was just so beautiful. And I was really impressed. They did a phenomenal job.
They always do. They always do. And we just had recently, not this last Tuesday, the Tuesday before, we had the people come to city council. We didn't have the people come. The people were at city council telling about all that's been going on at the auditorium and how it's just gotten more and more and more, and they have more people interested in renting and more events going on, and the open gym nights that are sponsored by the Mutwa, and how many kids they had there last time. I couldn't believe it. When I figured like 10, 20 kids show up. There's like over 100 kids there. Like, holy shit. For the open gym thing. So I think it's a great thing. And yeah. Barry has a lot to offer. We can still do that. We can still be that. We can go backwards. We have the chance to go backwards and make things somewhat the way they once were. They'll never be like they were when we were kids, because that's just never going to happen. But we can at least go where we were 5 years ago, which is not in the shit show that we're in right now. And so your votes matter, your support matters, and your unwillingness to deal with shit matters. No, it really does.
Yeah.
Because what I've decided is that we are not the minority, we are the majority. But what has happened over the last few years is the majority got beat down in the fact that we all know, I know you have a big heart. You know I have a big heart. I know Tina has a big heart. John has a big heart. I know this, okay? But what has happened is anytime you speak your mind, you're called some vicious name. That you're given a label. You're a racist or a homophobe or you're a this or you're a that. And so that hurt our feelings though, right? We don't want to be any of those things. I don't want to be any of those things. I don't feel I am any of those things. So we kind of back down and we move away from saying how we really feel and sticking up for ourselves and sticking up for our children and what we believe in and how we grew up and how we want things to be. And so somehow in the last few years we were taught to sit down and shut up. And now I think we better go backwards a little bit and remember that it's better to stand up and speak up than be trampled on. And that's what I really feel like we've done. And so we're in a really good place to do that if we all stick together and do it. We are the majority. And so we need to stick together, be there for each other, and decide that, you know what, we're not going to put up with this shit anymore. And if you want to be a part of this community, please do. Walk with us, but don't try to beat us down. That's how I feel about it.
All right. That's all she says.
Yeah.
All right. Want to leave on that note?
I do.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Don't give up.
That's right. Don't give up. Stand up.
Fight, fight, fight.
Yep. Stand up. Speak up.
Yep. All right. Everybody have a lovely evening. Thank you for watching the 802 Scoop Weekly Wrap. And we will see you on Monday for Berry Beat.
Yes,
Don't forget,
we will.
Tomorrow the boys are doing a show, I assume?
Yes. 4 o'clock. Vermont Daily Chronicle will be here at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
All right.
Yes.
Have a great evening.